It's time to enter YouTube's confessional. And what better way to release your confessions to a bunch of strangers on the internet? We've got a bunch of stories lined up with his oh so juicy confessions. Let's go. I lied to a blind man and told him I moved away. Many years ago, I was standing on one of my balconies when a taxi driver was obnoxiously blowing his horn out front and yelling for a blind man to walk towards my voice from his own townhouse. That direction was towards traffic. My roommates and I went down and helped him to the taxi and scolded the driver for being so rude. I made the mistake of giving the blind neighbor my phone number so I could give him a ride in the future. Then the phone calls came and it never stopped. And when I gave him a ride, he would ask for various detours. I'm very calculated by nature. If he had told me beforehand where he wanted to go, it would be cool. But no, we'd be driving along and he would throw in 2 or 3 extra places on each ride. And it came to be every day that he wanted rides. And he even called me to remind me to give him rides. Not that it was ever late or backed out. Finally, I had enough, so I gauged how blind he was. His response was he was blind as a bat. A week or 2 after that, I told him I had a job interview in the next city. A week after that, I told him I got the job and was moving away in a month. After I moved away, it was strange as hell walking by him in silence as he stood on the sidewalk. You know what? I think the story is way bigger. It shows the lack of safe, effective, and free public transportation. And I do mean free public transportation. Even though I live just outside a major city, that city's transit is so bad, they turned it into an on-demand system. What that is Uber for a bus. That means you have to call the bus just for it to show up, which means more time wasted, which means showing up late for that job or interview or that appointment. Oh, and you still have to pay for that. Meanwhile, in rural areas, there's no public transportation at all, and absolutely nothing is in walking distance. Relying on an Uber gets expensive real quick, if shopping for groceries was not already expensive. If you are lucky to be in walking distance of a grocery store, you can bet it's a Gale & Wesson store. So basically here, driving's a right, not a privilege. You need a car to survive. And this story amplifies those who are marginalized in our society, to those who cannot see or are immobilized in some fashion. I'm so mad those depression tips actually work. Today I felt like I was at the beginning of an episode. I'm diagnosed with reoccurring depressive disorder because I've had low energy and felt numb and disconnected for the entire day. But the thing is, I absolutely can't afford an episode right now with everything that's going on. So I thought to myself, I need to take action. It was sunny outside, so I went for a walk in the park and got myself a snack afterwards. And kid you not, that shit actually works. I'm feeling a lot better right now. You know, just before I started recording this video, I went out for a bike ride. Luckily, we've been getting some really good fall weather, so I try to take the opportunity to go for walks and stuff. It does help and it does make me feel good. You need that time to decompress. Go for a walk and sort yourself out. Taking the time to slowly rethink things. Just taking that moment. Had an affair today. My wife has neglected me for a long time. She prioritizes her work over me. She will even come home and work. I am begging her to please spend time with me. I even kept track of how much time we spent together. We spent 43 minutes together in the month of February. She works so much and comes home and works for free. I miss being held. I miss having someone to love me. So I had an affair. There was no S. I don't want to have S with anyone other than my wife. But I cuddled and got kitted by another woman. I just want my wife to do that to me again. But she always says, I'm a teacher, I have work to do. Like, babe, you're a 4th grade teacher, stop working. From 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Stop working until midnight on the weekends. Stop staying at work until 7 p.m. Seriously, why do you do this? Why is work more important to me? Again, we can see a much larger thing in play here. This is a very sad story. I truly think couples therapy is important here.
How does that make you feel?
I'm not sure, really. Let me clarify. I love Julia. I want her to be happy. I want good things for her. But there are times you know, when she's sleeping, just take a pillow and
and would be better off than just posting on Reddit. But I can see her side too. Teachers and education have been cut to the bone. There is no one else. People don't realize how hard teachers work. There's lesson planning, there's grading, there's situation of keeping up to date constantly. All this and they get paid less and less. Like even said, she comes on and does it for free. That kind of thing is gonna burden the relationship and why many teachers are burning out. I ghosted a guy because he had a Funko Pop collection. Hello everyone. When I was 21, I met a dude who I liked a lot. He was pretty nice and he invited me over. I went into his room and he had a collection of around 30 Funko Pops. I immediately lost interest in him. I don't know what it is about Funko Pop collections, but I find them so effing cringe. I can't handle it. I see them as on tier with big titty anime girl figures. I think it's the consumerist Disney adult vibes I don't like, and that type of man always has Funko Pops. I can deal with magic cards, Warhammer figures, but Funko Pops are an instant turn off. I never spoke to him again. It sounds like he dodged a bullet. I showed a girl my peepee and she laughed. We met online and we were in a Discord call with the cameras on last night. And we'd been flirting and drinking and she wanted to see it. I'm not even that small, or I didn't think I was. I thought I was kinda average. Things got pretty awkward after that. And I said goodnight and it ended the call. Oh man. What do you think about that last story? Please like and subscribe. Go check out my other videos and stay